Bedtime Stories 15. The Magical Midnight Bear Party. In a cozy cottage nestled at the edge of the forest, Grandma rocked in her chair, reading a bedtime story to Lila and Ben. "When the moon is full," she whispered, "the bear cubs throw a grand magical party deep in the forest. Only the kindest of hearts can find it." Her voice was warm and soothing, making the children inch closer, eager to hear more. Lila and Ben exchanged excited glances. Lila places a quilted blanket on Grandma. "Don't wait, Grandma, let's find the party," Lila whispered. Ben giggled in excitement. Quietly, they tiptoed outside, their bare feet making no sound on the wooden floor. The night air was crisp, carrying the scent of pine and wildflowers. Fireflies danced around them, lighting the path that led into the woods. A soft hoo-hoo echoed from above. A great owl, perched on a sturdy branch, blinked its wise eyes at them. He swooped down to them and said, "I am Ollivander, the Watcher of the Forest." The owl said, "Are you looking for the Midnight Bear Party?" The children were surprised and startled that they could understand the owl. They started to run away from the owl. The owl said, "Please don't run away, please let me explain." Ollivander said, "I am sorry for scaring you. Please come back and let me explain." The children skipped back to where the owl was. The children stopped, turned around, and looked at the owl. Lila said, "You explained enough, you can talk." Ollivander said, "Oh dear, I am so sorry. You see, it is a very special magical forest. Only in this forest can you understand animals. I should have told you that first. Please forgive me." The children thought about it and said, "Okay, we forgive you. But what does forgive mean?" The owl said, "You don't know what forgiveness means." Lola and Ben shook their heads no. Ollivander says, "Oh dear, okay. Well, when someone hurts you, and they are truly sorry for what they have done to you, they want to still be friends with you. I promise I will try not to scare you ever again. After all, I am the Watcher Protector of the Forest Heart." The children with big eyes said, "Wow, you really do know a lot. And yes, we still would like to be friends with you." The owl was very happy, and so were the children. "Then follow me," Ollivander hooted, spreading his great wings and gliding through the trees. Ollivander said, "In this magical forest you can change to be anything you want like this. Follow me, I will light the way for us." His feathers shimmered with an otherworldly glow, guiding the children deeper into the forest. As they followed, a rustling sound made them stop. Out from the bushes stepped a baby deer, her big eyes glistening in the moonlight. "I'm Delilah," she said sweetly. "I'm going to the party too. Follow me." The children giggled and hurried after Delilah, who trotted ahead. Twinkling fireflies floated around them, casting tiny golden specks of light. The deeper they walked, the more the trees seemed to glow, their trunks streaked with silver. A family of fluffy bunnies hopped alongside them. "We're going too," they chirped. "Come along." Their tiny noses twitched excitedly. One of the smaller bunnies leaped onto Ben's shoulder, then off and nuzzling his cheek. The children, the deer, and the bunnies followed Ollivander until they heard soft laughter in the distance. A warm glow flickered through the trees, casting golden light on the winding forest path. They stepped into a clearing, and there, beneath the silver glow of the moon, were the bear cubs, dancing and playing beneath the twinkling stars. Then all of a sudden, magically, a magical forest was filled with the sweet scent of honey and berries, and soft music drifted through the air like a lullaby. They welcomed them and said, "We've been waiting for you to join us." A small band of frogs played music on lily pad drums and fireflies lighting up, and a full moon glowing down on them. Their deep croaks turned into rhythmic beats, making everyone sway with the melody. A fluffy bear cub named Theo ran up to them, You made it. Welcome to the Midnight Bear Party. He beamed, his fur a rich shade of chocolate brown, his eyes filled with joy. The children twirled with the bears, hopping and laughing as the music filled the air. The stars above sparkled like diamonds, watching over them. Magically, because it is a magical forest, Lila spun in circles, and her pajamas catching the moonlight turns into a beautiful dress, while Ben's pajamas turns into a cape for a prince. He clapped along to the rhythm of the frogs drumming. Delilah pranced around joyfully, and the bunnies wiggled their noses as they joined in the fun. Theo led them to a table filled with treats, honey cakes, fresh berries, and warm spiced tea. Ollivander watched over them from a high branch, nodding approvingly. Ollivander said, "You have kind hearts," he hooted. "That's why you were invited. The forest knows its friends." As the night went on, the bears shared sweet honey cakes and warm berry tea with their guests. The tea was rich and soothing, filling their tummies with warmth. Layla and Ben felt their eyes growing heavier. The stars twinkled brighter as the music softened into a gentle lullaby. One by one, the bear cubs yawned and curled up under the trees. Delilah nestled beside them, her ears twitching as she listened to the night's whispers. Theo nuzzled Lila and Ben. "You should head home before the morning light. But you're always welcome here." His voice was drowsy but full of kindness. Layla and Ben smiled sleepily. Delilah, the bunnies, and Ollivander led them back through the forest. The trees whispered softly as if bidding them farewell. As they reached their cottage, the first hints of dawn painted the sky in soft pink and gold. Birds began to chirp, welcoming the new day. The last of the fireflies flickered and faded. Lila and Ben tiptoed inside, curling up under their blankets just as Grandma stirred awake. "Did you enjoy the story?" she asked with a smile. Her eyes twinkled as if she already knew the answer. Lila and Ben exchanged a sleepy grin, their hands tucked under their pillows, where they found a tiny golden leaf, a gift from the forest. They held the leaf close, feeling its soft glow. "We loved it," Lila whispered. "Maybe we'll dream about it again." Ben nodded, his eyes already closing. Outside, under the fading stars, Ollivander gave a final hoot, watching over them as the forest whispered, "Good night." Story number 2. Once upon a time, deep in a mystical forest, there was a secret midnight bear party. Every year, the animals of the forest would come together for a night of dancing and fun under the moonlight. Grandma was getting ready to tuck us into bed. Grandma said, "How about a nice bedtime story, sort of like last time you were here?" Ben said, "Do you have to ask?" "Of course, we'd love to hear another story, same as last time." "Well, sort of," Lila said. Grandma said, "Okay, now snuggle up, it's going to be a good one." She began to read them a story about the magical midnight bear party. As she read, Lila and Ben's eyes grew wide with wonder. She sat in her rocker and began to tell the children the story. Just then she started to doze off, snoring. Lila and Ben looked at each other. They were curious about the midnight bear party, but Grandma was fast asleep, so they decided to sneak into the forest and find the party themselves. Lila said, "I covered Grandma up last time. It's your turn." Ben said, "Okay." As they stepped into the nighttime forest, they suddenly became Asian. That's how the magical forest works. It gives you a new costume to wear like a Halloween. The fireflies flew around them, guiding their way. Soon they heard soft music and the sound of laughter. Following the sounds, they came across an amazing sight. A clearing bathed in the glow of floating in the air Asian lanterns, decorated with flowers and sparkling dewdrops. In the center of the clearing, panda bear cubs were dancing and playing under the moonlight. And to their surprise, they saw a family of frogs playing musical instruments. Suddenly, a wise old owl with twinkling eyes landed on a branch near them. "Welcome back, Lila and Ben," he said. "I am Ollivander the owl, guardian of the forest. May I ask where you two are headed?" Lila and Ben explained that they were going to the midnight bear party. The owl said, "Oh, like last time you were here. Okay, we're off." The owl led them through the magical nighttime forest. And soon they found a little baby deer. "Hello," said Delilah. "Where are you headed?" To their surprise, she was also going to the midnight bear party. As they continued on, they met a playful family of bunnies who were also on their way to the party. The forest was so magical their pajamas changed to be the same as their friends that they met up with. They were having tons of fun making their way to the party. It was like a huge slumber party in the nighttime magical forest. Finally, they all arrived at the most magical place of all, the clearing where the midnight bear party was in full swing. At the midnight bear party, there were more panda bear cubs, foxes, badgers, and even a family of hedgehogs. And in the middle of the clearing was a little cub named Theo, having so much fun. "Hi, I'm Theo," he said. "Welcome to the midnight bear party. We're so glad you came." Layla and Ben spent the rest of the night dancing with the other cubs, playing games and enjoying delicious treats like honey cakes and berry tea. The forest animals welcomed them with open paws, making them feel like part of the family. As the night wound down and the moon began to set, the panda bears and animals grew sleepy. Theo told them that they could always return to the midnight bear party. And with a final wave, Lola and Ben headed home with their new forest friends. When they returned to their cozy cottage, dawn was just beginning to break. As they snuggled into their beds, they found a golden leaf under their pillows, a magical reminder of their incredible adventure. And as for Grandma, she awoke just as the sun peeked through the window. With a knowing smile, she asked if they had enjoyed the story. And as Lila and Ben drifted off to sleep, they dreamed of dancing at the midnight bear party with their new forest friends. Outside, high up in an oak tree, Ollivander the owl watched over them with a gentle gaze. And as the forest whispered goodnight, the children smiled in their sleep, their hearts filled with the magic of the forest and the joy of the midnight bear party. Good night, little ones. Have a peaceful rest. I can't wait for you to come back for another amazing bedtime story adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can watch more amazing bedtime story adventures.